This video lecture is on conducting research using the library resources. Right now, you're going to begin working on two research assignments. The first one that you'll work on will be the research proposal, and then from there, you'll take the research proposal and develop it into a full argumentative research essay. These two assignments are related to each other, and you're going to work with the same debatable topic for both assignments. You do need to make sure that whichever topic you pick, it's a topic that you can make an argument about. So it needs to be one of those topics that a conversation is happening about, and your stance will be communicated through your thesis statement. The reason why we do the research proposal first is so that I can look at the topic that you've picked and that you can make sure that you've actually found sources to support your side on that topic. So you'll take the research proposal, find two sources. I will read it, I'll grade it, and I'll give you feedback. And then from there, you'll take that, keep those same two sources, and add more to develop that full argumentative research essay, which is the most heavily weighted assignment of the semester. So what you need for both of these assignments are sources. You do need sources that support your side and back up what you say, but you also need sources that illustrate the opposition or the opposing side. You need to put in information from sources that illustrate the opposing side so that you can then respond to that evidence and indicate and communicate why your argument is ultimately stronger than the opposition's. The research process can be overwhelming, so at any point, if you get stuck, I do encourage you to reach out and ask for help. You can email me, but when it comes to research, the best resource for you is working with our reference librarians. So I know that not all of you can get to a campus location, which is okay, because you can actually get in touch with our reference librarians in various ways. So let me first take you to the library website. When you're on the Horry Georgetown Technical College website, you can get to the library website by going to Academics and then clicking on Library over here on the right. I'm already on this page, so I'm just going to scroll down. You can see that it says HGTC Library, and this is the home page for the library. So under different tabs, we have Catalog, which is where you can search for print books that are actually located in the campus libraries. You can go to e-reading, which is where you can find ebooks or electronic books. You can go to databases, and then you can access appropriate databases and ebooks under the LibGuide. The LibGuide is a source that's put together by the reference librarians for specific classes. So I'm going to take you to our LibGuide in just a few minutes. You can also click on citations if you need help citing your sources. In this class, we use MLA format, so we've been using that since the beginning of the semester, but there's also ways to document your sources using MLA format, which you did with one of your papers already. Here you can see Noodle tools, so these are the tools you can use to help you document your resources appropriately. And then there are other websites that contain information on how to document your sources. There's the Purdue OWL, Cornell University, and Duke University. So going back to the main page of the library, if you need help from a reference librarian, I really suggest going to the library to get help in person. Our reference librarians will sit down with you and work with you one-on-one at any stage of the research process to help you find sources or to point you in the right direction. If, however, you are not able to get to a campus location, you can still get in touch with our reference librarians. Towards the bottom of the page, there is a section that says Connect, and then there is our library phone number, so you can call that number and speak to a reference librarian over the phone. And then there's also Chat with a Librarian, so you can actually do an online chat during our library hours, and as long as there's a reference librarian available, you can chat with them while you are working on your research. So let's go back to the assignments that I was talking about earlier. For both of these assignments, there is a source requirement, which means that there's a minimum number of sources that you have to have and use in each paper. So the research proposal has its own source requirement, and the argumentative research essay has its own source requirement. So please make sure that you read the assignment guidelines to make sure that you meet that requirement. One part of the requirement is that all sources must come from the library resources. This means the print books in the library, the electronic books or ebooks, or the databases. You don't have to have a certain number of each one. You might have all ebooks or you might have all databases. That's fine. As long as those sources come from the library resources, they will count towards the source requirement. You can use our LibGuide to access ebooks and databases, and to look up print books that are located in our libraries on each campus location. You can get to the LibGuide through the Horry Georgetown Technical College website, which I will show you in just a minute, and you can also get to it through our D2L course under the Getting Started tab under Content. So make sure that you access the LibGuide and you use that as a guide while you are working on research. So if you're here on the HGTC library website, you will need your H number if you're not working from a campus location to access these resources. But right here under the tab that says LibGuide, you're going to click that tab. And then it says select a guide and click the Go button. Which guide do you need? So you can scroll down to English, and we're looking for English 101 Professor Knowles. And once you have English 101 Professor Knowles pulled up, you can click Go. Now this is our LibGuide, and it has all of the information that you need to access the sources that you can use for both research assignments. There is a brainstorming tab to help you come up with some ideas. Under choosing a topic online, there's procon.org, and there's also Debatabase. This is a great place to start, but please make sure you don't use articles from these websites for your sources. This is just to give you some ideas. So you can use procon.org or Debatabase to do some brainstorming. There's also turning keywords or turning a question into keywords. The Norton Field Guide discusses this, how to take your research question and to pull out keywords to conduct your research. But this is a really great video that shows how you can come up with different combinations of keywords to get a better search going and to get more results. Down here on the left, it says choosing a topic print. There are some books in the library that you can look at to pick a debatable topic for this paper or for both papers. And then under search tips, it says library resources don't work like Google. Next, come up with synonyms. Finally, you can combine these terms, and it gives you some search tips here. So definitely use the brainstorming tab to help you get started during the research process, especially if you find that you're getting stuck. Now I'm going to start by first discussing databases. I'm going to go over here and click on the Databases tab, and under Databases you can see different categories. There is what is a database, so please read through that so you understand what a database is. There are some tips on combining search terms to help you get better results while you are searching for resources. And then there's also news databases. It does have a note that you will need your H number to access these databases from off campus. So if you're working off campus, make sure you have your H number ready. Now, our reference librarians have put together this LibGuide so that it's appropriate for the assignments that you're working on in this course specifically. Under this category that says controversial issues and viewpoints databases, you're going to find several different databases that will work really well for these two assignments. And remember, you're just starting with the research proposal, so right now you're just looking for two sources that support your side of the debate. Two of my favorites are Opposing Viewpoints in Context and then SIRS Issues Researcher. Both of these databases are great places to start if you're not even sure what kind of debate you want to work with. So I'm going to first click on Opposing Viewpoints in Context. Now keep in mind at this point, if you were off campus, it would prompt you for your H number. So if you're not getting this page, put your H number in first, and then it should take you to the home page of Opposing Viewpoints in Context. Now this one I really like because of the way that it's organized. Down here we've got some featured topics, so business and economics, health and medicine, national debate topic, energy and environmentalism. But towards the top of the page, right underneath Gale, Opposing Viewpoints in Context, there is a place that says Browse Issues. If you click Browse Issues, it's going to take you to a huge list of issues that you can work with. You can scroll down all the way to the bottom, you can see how many topics there are. So I'm going to click on just one as an example. I'll click on water pollution. Now under water pollution, if you think that that is a topic that you're interested in, but you're not sure exactly what kind of argument you want to make about water pollution, you can read an overview here just to get some basic information at the top. And then down here, what I really like about this site is that it has featured viewpoints and then all viewpoints articles. If I click on viewpoints articles, these are arguments that people are making about this particular topic. So this argument is the Earth's water supply is in grave danger. So what I can do is go through and read this article and see what the argument is that the author's making. And this can actually be one of my sources that I use for my paper. The other thing that I really like about this is that it gives you further reading. So it gives you books, periodicals, and then it also gives you the source citation. So I'm going to go back, and you can see these featured viewpoints. So there's 6 different featured arguments about this particular topic, but under viewpoints you can see there's actually 99 different articles making different arguments about water pollution. So once I click on those viewpoints, I can read through all these different arguments that people are making about water pollution. Fracking is safe, fracking is not safe. So here you have one side of the debate and here you have another side of the debate. Chemicals involved in fracking are a public health risk. So you can read through these different arguments that are being made and decide if there are any that you would like to make as well. If I go back, if I've decided on my argument that I'm making, I can use one of these viewpoints articles as one of my sources, but there's also different categories of different types of sources. So I have academic journals, and I can find different academic journal articles that have been written about the topic. I can find statistics, and statistics can work really well in an argument. I can find audio files, so actual audio texts that have been created based on this topic. News, these are newsprint articles that have either been published online or published through a newspaper. There's references, there's magazine articles, there's websites, and then there's biographies and even videos. So as you can see, there's lots of different categories of sources, and if I click on each one of these, I can see there's 51 academic journals, and I can search through these sources and see if one of them will work for me. Either it discusses and supports my side of the argument, or it might discuss and support the opposition, and I can integrate that into my argument and then respond to the opposition that way. Before we leave this database, I do want to show you how you can track the information that you need to put together your works cited page and then your in-text citations. I'm going to click on one article just as an example. So for example, the EPA did not act quickly enough to help Flint residents. So I'm going to click on that. Say that I've read through this article and I know that it supports my side of the debate and I want to use it in my paper. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can see my source citation. So I can actually copy this entire citation and paste it onto my works cited page, and that's my works cited page entry. It makes it really easy for you. Can also use these tools on the right. So again, if I didn't copy and paste at the bottom of the article, I could choose citation tools on the right. And it says choose citation format. I want the MLA 8th edition. So again, I highlight this entire works cited entry, I copy it, and then I paste it onto my works cited page. It's already done for me. All I need to do is make sure that I reformat it so that it's indented correctly and that it's 12-point Times New Roman font. Another tool that's really helpful, especially when I'm trying to keep track of my sources, is email. So I can click on that and I can actually email it to myself so that I can get back to that article. I can download it. So if I want to download it to Google Drive or to save it to my Microsoft OneDrive, I can do that. I can also download it as a PDF, and it will open up as a PDF file. And then I can save it to my flash drive. I can go ahead and print it out, which can be really helpful. I can share it, and then I can also translate it and put it in a different language if I would like to do that. Underneath that, there's related subjects, but I do recommend that you use these tools to keep track of your sources and to also get the citations that you need for your works cited page, because you'll be looking at your works cited page to then do your in-text citations. Okay, so now that we've looked at opposing viewpoints in context, don't forget the Browse Issues page, because that's going to help you narrow down some topics and find some sources. Now I'm going to show you the SIRS Issues Researcher page. This is set up very similarly to opposing viewpoints in context. So once I click on this page, it takes me to ProQuest SIRS Issues Researcher. And here I've got trending pro-con leading issues right here. And now down here it says browse all pro-con issues. So it has all issues listed in alphabetical order. And it has a lot of the same issues that opposing viewpoints in context listed as well, but this is just another location where you can find some different sources. So again, I'm just going to click on one topic so that I can show you some examples. So let me click on consumer privacy. At the top is the essential question: should there be stronger federal regulations to protect consumer privacy? And this is even a question that you could use as a research question. Just like Opposing Viewpoints and Context, SIRS has a topic overview, so you can click read more, and it's going to give you just some basic information about the topic. It's also going to give you viewpoint articles. So just like we had viewpoints in Opposing Viewpoints, we also have viewpoints here. So viewpoint 1, viewpoint 2. This viewpoint 1 is federal regulations to protect consumer privacy are too lenient. And then the second viewpoint is self-regulation by industry is the best way to protect consumer privacy. So you can click under these different articles that are related to these two separate viewpoints about the same topic. Down here it says sort by date, relevance, Lexile measure, and then we also have these different source types just like we did on the other database. So there's 775 newspaper articles, 131 magazine articles. It does not have any reference articles listed, but it does have government documents, primary sources, multimedia statistics, and websites listed. So you can see the different types of sources that we have here. I'm going to click on just one article for an example. So this one is from Christian Science Monitor, Vulnerable Connected Devices, a Matter of Homeland Security. And this was published really recently on November 18th, 2016. So say that I clicked on this article, I've read through it, I found that it supports my side and it has information that I would like to include in either my research proposal or my argumentative research essay. Just like on the other database, at the bottom it has citation. So this is MLA8, and what you can do is highlight the entire citation and then again copy and paste it onto your works cited page. Remember, you do not want APA, you do want MLA. And then this also has tools at the top. So it has a print tool. Again, you can email it to yourself. You can export to EasyBib, and it also has a citation tool. So if you click Cite, it's going to take you down to that bottom section of the page that you can then copy and paste it onto your works cited page. So that's just a quick overview of two databases that I really like, particularly when you're getting started with your research. There are, of course, other databases listed. There's CQ Researcher, Global Issues and Context, Points of View Reference Center, and Topic Search. So you can check out those other databases as well. But if you'll notice, our reference librarians have put Best Bet next to Opposing Viewpoints and Context in SIRS Issues Researcher because they are such excellent resources for this type of assignment. There are general databases. So once you have your topic, and you know which direction you're heading in and what you're working with, you can start checking out some other databases. So you can look at general databases. And then there are also some databases that are specific to different content areas. So if you go back to our library page and if you click databases, you can see A through Z databases. And it also says which database do you need. So you can look through some of these more specific databases if you'd like to. So for example, if you're working with a scientific topic, you might want to check out Science Reference Center or Science in Context. Now I'm going to talk to you about the books that you can access through the library. So if I click on the Books tab here on the LibGuide, this is going to take me to a catalog search. Now keep in mind that the Books tab is only for print books, and these are the print books that are located in the library campus locations. So you can search by keyword. If you have a particular title that you're looking for, if you have a particular subject that you're looking for, you can search here and find which books are available in the library. So I'm going to go with water pollution as a topic. And again, you are going to be much more advanced in your use of keywords, but this is just a general example. You would want more than just water pollution when you're conducting your search, but this is sufficient for me to show you how to find a book. So I typed in water pollution under keyword, and then I'm going to click search. Now this takes me to the catalog results. This says critical government documents on the environment, your water footprint, the shocking facts about how much water we use to make everyday products. So it has a list of books here that are available in our library locations. Under here, it has the information, the publisher, the author, the call number, but it also says where exactly that book is available. So it says one item available at HGTC Conway Campus Library in Stacks. So you can actually go to the Conway campus location and get the book from there if you think that's a book that you would like to use. It will also tell you if no copies are currently available, if that book is checked out. So this second one, your water footprint, is checked out right now. It says no copies currently available. If you're working from home and you can't make it to a campus location, you can still access books, but instead of accessing hard copy books, you can access electronic books. So click on the eBooks tab on our LibGuide, and under this tab you can see different sections. So it says EBSCO ebook collection, eBrary ebook collection, EBL ebook collection, so it has different ebook collections that you can access. And I'm going to start with the EBSCO ebook collection just so I can show you how this works. Again, if I clicked that and I was at home, I would need to put in my H number to access it. But here I'm under the ebook collection EBSCO host. So I'm going to type in water pollution, and actually you get some pop-ups here, and it can actually make it more specific for you. So water pollution in the United States, water pollution effects on humans. I'm just going to start with water pollution by itself. And now it's listing all of these ebooks that I can access from my computer. Full books. So I'll just click on the first one, application of adsorbents for water pollution control. I'm going to click on that. And I wanted to show you some tools that are available to you. One of the things that I really like about ebooks is your ability to search through them. So you can actually click on the PDF full text here, and then you can search within the content of the book. So if I'm looking for a specific term, such as effects on humans, I can click that and see if it shows up anywhere in the book. And here we have the word effects and the word humans, effects and then humans on different pages, and you can scroll through and actually find those key terms on various pages through the book. And it'll take me to that page. If I go back to contents, I can look at some information here. So it has detailed record, and under the detailed record is where I'm getting back to my tools. So I can print out pages of the book. I can email the PDF version to myself. And then this also, just like the databases, has a citation tool. So if you click Cite, it's going to give you all these different citation styles. And you want to scroll down and select MLA. So if you decided to use this book in your paper, you would want to copy this MLA works cited citation and then paste it onto your works cited page. And it gives you your works cited for you. So these are your ebook sources. I showed you the EBSCO ebook collection, but you also have Credo Reference, eBrary ebook collection, and they are set up very similarly, where you can use the citations tool, you can search within the contents of the book for specific terms or specific phrases. So you really have a lot of sources available to you as you're working on your research and looking for sources to support your side and also explain the opposition in the debate that you're working with. So these are the 3 tabs you're going to use to find sources for your papers: books, ebooks, and databases. And do remember that you have a source requirement for the research proposal, and you also have a source requirement for the argumentative research essay. And you need to make sure you meet that source requirement to receive credit for the papers. All of your sources do need to come from the library resources, so books, ebooks, or databases. You do need to use those sources that are available to you. Now, I will say that if you find a source that's available from a library, but not necessarily our library, if you went to a public library or if you went to Coastal's library, you can use those sources as well. But do make sure that you're not doing just a general Google search. You need to make sure that your sources are coming from a library. I'm going to show you just a few other tabs that are available to you. There's multimedia, and one of the sources that I really like is Films on Demand. So you can type your search terms into Films on Demand and you can find different videos. And Films on Demand also has the citation tool, so you can copy and paste the works cited entry that you would need for your works cited page. There are some research modules, so if you need help, if you need additional help, you can take a look at this quiz section. There's also a Citing Your Sources tab. So if you, again, need help citing your sources, you have that page on the library homepage, but you also have a Citing Your Sources tab under our LibGuide. And it tells you how to cite a book, a single work in an anthology, a journal article in a database, a website, and it has all this information that you can use to cite your sources appropriately. There's also a Learning Support Services tab, so it shows you these resources that are available to you, the SSTC Writing Center, the Student Information Center, which is WaveNet Central, and of course the library, which if you're working on research, this is your go-to source for support. And then finally, it has the Get Help tab. So I talked to you before about how you can call the library, how you can do the live chat. So you can access those tools here as well. It has the library hours on the left side of this page. It has an email address, the reference desk. It has a chat live with us, so the chat live tool is here as well. And it has all these different sources that you can use to get in touch with somebody who can help you during the research process. So go ahead and get started. If you need help at any point, please email me or get in touch with a reference librarian so that you can be successful on both of your research assignments.